Hello guys, today we are doing Unit 2, Lesson 5, which is the last lesson for this unit. Tomorrow you will be taking your review. So let's start off by saying that this is a division by a two-digit whole number lesson. So we're going to go back to when we did the tens and we divided by 10. So if I had, let's say, 16, it will be 160 divided by 10. Then I know that I have 1 0 that I'm getting rid of, so 1 0 I'm getting rid of, and I was left with 16, correct? So we are going to do the same thing, but now we're going to put some different numbers together, so it's not just going to be 10. If we have 240 divided by 30, I still have 1 0 here. So I can get rid of that 0 and the 0. Now, the thing is I have 3 and 24. So basically, we're saying 24 divided by 3. Well, we know that equals 8. So that's your answer, 8. And we can check it by saying 8 times 30. And we know the 0. 8 times 3 is 24, 240. Which brings us back to the start. Okay, so it's not that hard. You guys should, after a few problems, get into the hang of it. All right, let's look at another one. If we do 160 divided by 20, what we can do, just so you can see, we take this guy, we slingshot him, into the pond, 160, the lifeguard comes, 20, and is looking at him to make sure everything's okay. 20 goes into 160. Well, we can cross those off. 2 goes into 16. 8 times, done. Okay, so now, one of the things I want you to realize is that even though I'm doing it like that, there is actually a process I want you to understand when we're doing a division. So let's try another one. If I have, let's say, 20 and 50. Now this is a little different. So, can 20 go into 50? Well, yes, it can. 20 can go into 50 2 times, because if we did 3 times, it'd be too much. 2 times 2 is 4, and we have the 0, so we know it's going to be 40. We subtract it out, we're left with 10. Can 20 go into 10? So we have 2 remainder 10. Okay? Now, we can also think of it in decimals, and you could have put 2 and then put a decimal there. And then put another 0, brought it down. Can 20 go into 100? Yes, 5 times. Okay? Or you could have put 2 and 1/2. All are the same. Okay? This is equal to this, equal to this. Whichever way you do it, it's still going to give you the same answer. But let's get back to the division. Let's look at some bigger numbers. So if we have 22 divided into 74. Can 22 go into 74? Well, it can, not equally, so we're going to do 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. We're going to subtract it, and we're left with 8. So, 22, can it go into 8? No. So, we're going to say, well, we'll leave it at remainder 8. We'll leave it like that for now. But basically, I want you to see how the pattern is that we're doing this. So let's try to do 613 divided by 90. All right, can 90 go into this? It can. We know 7 is going to be too much, so we're going to have to go 6. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 9 is 54. Subtract, and we get 73 as our remainder. Okay, So hopefully this has helped you at least to understand how to do this. And if you want to estimate, since we have a leftover, basically we can say 90 times 7 is going to give us a little more than that. Okay, so you can either say estimate to 7, or you can keep it at 6 remainder 73. Either one will work. So now let's look at actually dividing some numbers. And we'll try one more. We have 473, and we're going to kind of estimate the quotient. We're going to divide it by 80. 80 goes into 473. Well, I know 8 times 5 is going to give me close to 47. 8 times 6 is 48, which is too much. So I'm going to go times 5. Make sure you put it over the number that you're trying to get. Don't put it here because then you're messing up your place value. So 5 times 8 is 40, and I just put the 0. So if I estimate my quotient, then I'm probably going to say that my answer is about 5, 6. So it's either 5 you can put or about 6. Okay, but that's because I have a remainder. So that is all for today. I want you to just focus mostly on when you're doing it to do it correctly, going down so that you get the pattern of how to divide multiple numbers. And it'll get harder a little later in the book, but for now, let's just practice that way. Have fun. See you next time. Good luck on your test tomorrow.